Hey guys, how's it going? It's me. In this video, I'm going to be giving a little tutorial slash walkthrough of how I made this. If any of you are familiar with Taskmaster, you'll recognize this as his shield. I made this for a buddy of mine. This thing is completely metal. It was made from an unfinished Captain America shield, and I converted it into Taskmaster's shield. So I'm going to go through how I made this thing. So my buddy found this unfinished base, just Captain America shield online that this guy was selling. He was selling it for less than what he normally sells his Captain America shields for because it was unfinished. It only had one circle engraved in, which is the middle one, instead of the other rings and the star in the center. So my buddy got this thing and he said, you know, turn it into a Taskmaster shield. So that's what I did. First what I did was I went onto the back it has these nice leather straps on the back, and I just weathered those up a little bit and made them look a little more battle damaged. Just kind of went over them with some sandpaper just to make them look worn out. So first what I did was I taped off this entire outer silver ring on the outside. I covered the whole thing in blue painter's tape and then made myself a little makeshift compass. I took an old piece of cardboard, put a nail through the end of it, and then through the other end I put in a Sharpie, and I kind of measured out the distance from the center to where I wanted the Sharpie line to end. So I stuck the pin in the center, rotated the Sharpie around the masking tape, and then I got my ring, cut it out so this outer silver ring would remain silver the whole time. I wouldn't get any paint on it. And then I just sprayed the entire center with this nice metallic translucent blue paint. It gives it this great sheen when the light hits it. And I really like how that turned out. Then for the T, I was going to figure out how I was going to make this stencil because I wanted the T to be symmetrical. I wanted it to look really legit and nice and clean at first. So I went into Photoshop and I drew out the T, and then I printed it out on like 5 different sheets of paper, taped it all together so it was even, and then cut out the T from the center. I then placed the stencil onto the shield and traced around where I wanted the T to be, and then taped it off. And then I taped off all of the excess space that I wasn't going to need, all the blue parts, and I sprayed the T on with a mix of a base orange color. Then I went over that with a gold, and then a bronze on top, and it has a nice bit of depth to it. It has nice layers in the paint. I didn't want it to be straight bright orange. I thought it would be a little bit too like bright and loud looking, because his old shield, he had an old wooden shield and it looked like that. I wanted this to look a little more realistic, a little more dulled down with the colors, and he wanted it to be really battle damaged. So then after I painted the T, I just went in and filled in these parts with black paint because those were going to remain black. I hand painted that with a black acrylic, and then the fun began. I went over the whole shield with sandpaper. I just completely went to town on it, rubbed it all down with sandpaper, got into all the little crevices on the shield, if you can see that. It's got a really, really good amount of, it looks very natural, all the battle damage to it, all the nicks and the scratches. I was really happy with how that came out. I went along the outside perimeter of the circle and kind of scuffed it up, made it look very, you know, natural and asymmetrical, like it had actually been through battle. It had deflected slashes from swords, bullets, has been rubbed around. I went over the middle circle and took some sandpaper and just went around the whole thing really hard and really fast to kind of get that silver ring in the center, but up close it's like very messy and sloppy looking, and I just really like how it looks. And then on the little marks where I wanted there to be bullet impacts, I just took a black acrylic paint and then dry brushed just the residue from the bullets onto there, like the bullets had hit it and skipped off and left behind those smoky marks. And I'm really pleased with how it looks. I really like the grime on it. I went over the whole thing with the Tester's Black Create Effects acrylic wash, went over the whole thing and just really roughly dabbed it with a rag and made it look very grimy and used and beat up, and I'm pleased with how it came out. I really am. This is the first time I've painted a big piece like this, especially something metal, and nothing really went wrong. Let me know what you guys think. My friend's really happy with it. I'm going to be making a lot more of the components of his Taskmaster costume. I'm going to be printing out a mask for him. Last year he had a mask that was pretty good, but I really wanted to improve on it. We're going to be going with a black mask file, and I'm going to convert it into a Taskmaster mask. So that'll be for another video. Hopefully you enjoyed this little walkthrough / tutorial on how I did this. And until next time, this is Luke 101. Thank you for watching.